Hello, people of the internet. I am Dear Gremlin, and welcome to a team builder for Week 2, Season 6 of the PHL, the Pokedex Holders League. I'm Dear Gremlin, proud coach of the Southern Stellans, and I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm doing a live recorded team builder for this week, which I've sort of thought about doing for a while. Some people said, you're going to be interested if I actually do this, because it's going to take a bit of effort. And they said, yeah, so I'm like, why not? The idea of this is just to show my thought process and hopefully a little bit of insight into how I build my teams. Because I've got a lot of experience in this format at this point. And I just think it's interesting to see how different people prep. For this week, I am taking on my good friend Lee, coach of the Rayleigh Raichus. His team is right here. Now, usually I help Lee build, but I did not help him build his Week 1 match, which at the time of recording hasn't happened yet. And obviously I'm not going to help him build this week. So me and him, we haven't sat down and talked about his team yet, which means he might not know exactly how it functions and how some of the mons should be used. Because Lee is my friend. I love him to bits. He is an improving battler, but his knowledge is lacking in places, and he won't mind me saying that. He's improving, but he improves throughout the season as he starts to understand what each mon does and how to use it. There are a couple of mons on this team that he has used before, like Lucario. He's used Suicune extensively. He's used Darmanitan extensively. Donphan a little bit. He'll know how Haxorus works. Yeah, I guess that's kind of it for what he's already used. But yeah, anyways, you can see his team: Lucario, Jolteon, Suicune, Darmanitan, Silvally, Donphan, Haxorus, Uxie, Chestnut, Megadance, and Prinplup. So whenever I build, I have this tab open. I have my damage calc open. That's very, very important. And I also have my entire team all at once. If you don't know how to do that, just go to import, export. And just type the mons in, just save. I started doing this a few seasons ago, like PHL season 5 and then PTL as well. This really is supposed to be like Rock Dusk or whatever. There we are. Yeah, this just helps me make sure I consider everything, because I don't add the mons one by one. I delete them one by one and narrow down what I want on my team, and make sure that I consider all of my options, see if anything has any kind of potential in the matchup. But yeah, this is going to be a pretty long video for sure, so I'll just get on with it. I've not thought about this matchup at all. Yeah, and I'll try and edit down some of the boring stuff, but we'll see if I can be bothered to do that. So the first thing I notice is that I don't think he has a fairy resist on his team outside of Darmanitan. So Spec Sylveon could be super good. Darm is his resist, but yeah, Darm is 2-shot. Lucario is his steel type. That literally dies. Diancie? Mega Diancie. That literally dies. I guess Suicune could be super bulky. Let's have a look at that. That's actually 2-shot. I would kind of need to outspeed Suicune, is the kind of annoying part of that. Yeah, Spec Sylveon looks super good. The problem with that is that Lee's team is pretty consistently fast. Sylveon would really not be outspeeding a lot on this team. I could invest to outspeed the Chestnut. I could outspeed the Donphan. It would be really difficult for me to outspeed Suicune. If Lee has no investment on his Suicune. I have to be almost max speed to outspeed that. I have to be 204 modest. That's a lot. That's a lot of investment. It could be worth. I guess the question would it be worth bringing a bulkier set in specs? Or just be a bulky spec set? Or I could bring sticky webs. What's his hazard control? He's got Silvally to defog, he's got Donphan to spin, he's got Mega Diancie to magic bounce, but that's not as big of a threat. His hazard control isn't great. I could bring webs. And then I guess I'd probably want like enough speed to outspeed. Don't be Scarf, so the webs would cancel out, just still outspeed my Sylveon. I don't know, Spec Sylveon is definitely an option. I like to put the things that I think are valuable like at this end. So I feel like I probably bring my Bronzong because it's pretty much the best Mega Diancie switch in like the entire game. I want to say, like, I don't think this thing can touch me in the slightest. Bronzong, yeah, this thing does literally nothing to me, and I one-shot it. So that's super nice. Like, HP Fire would be like his best option. That does nothing. That does literally nothing. Dom is obviously a problem for that. I mean, what is my Dom switch in? Seismitoad, I guess. Mega Ampharos, maybe. Lightning Rod Dust could be super helpful with that, though. A Cell probably does so much to a Darmanitan. Thing is, I know that Lee likes his Darmanitan, so that's definitely something we've got to watch out for. Darm is a huge threat. If we look at Accelerock, yeah, Accelerock like straight up kills Darm. That's insane. I mean, Lycanroc doesn't have the best matchup outside of that. I don't think I get any flying coverage for the Chestnut. Lycanroc. Flying? No, I don't get Aerial Ace or anything. Guess I could bring the Crobat. I don't know. Let's have a look to see how much damage a Scarf Darm does to my team. If it's not Scarf, I could probably deal with it okay. Like, can it touch my Seismitoad? Let's say Defensive Rocks. I mean, it chunks me, but I take that pretty well. And I can one-shot it back. What about, like, a Mega Ampharos? Let's just say a max HP set. I mean, I take the Flare Blitz. EQ is going to do way too much damage to me. I feel like Ampharos is definitely going to be useful for the Suicune, though. Because Suicune is just a problem in general. Suicune is just so bulky. It's so difficult to take down. Like, what would be my best option for that? It probably is the Ampharos. And, like, Suicune just hard stops things like Seismitoad and Sharpedo, which could otherwise be pretty big threats to him. Like, what could Seismitoad even do? Grass Knot, that's going to do nothing. It would really be Toxic only, I think. But he would just rest that off, so that's not really that good for me. Oh, what about Sharpedo? Because Sharpedo is kind of interesting in this matchup. I mean, I could be like a Taunt Super Fang Sharpedo. That would be kind of cool. This is Chestnut absolutely hard stops Seismitoad and Sharpedo, which is pretty annoying, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I could be like Whirlpool, Taunt, Super Fang, Toxic, I guess. That would be a crazy set. That's pretty heat. I don't know if I want to bring that kind of heat at the moment, but that would be heat. So at the moment, I'm just trying to figure out what are the big threats in this matchup for him against me. What are my big threats against him? The problem is he outspeeds my big threats, basically. Like, Diggersby looks pretty good against him, Sylveon looks pretty good against him, but almost his entire team outspeeds both of those mons, which is really frustrating. Because I feel like Diggersby would otherwise put in massive, massive work here. Like, even a Suicune against a Diggersby. Oh my god, that does so much damage! If he's like max defense bold, that's a potential 2-shot. I mean, that's banded. Life Orb after rocks. Yeah, I'd have a great chance to a KO after rocks. The thing I don't like about that is that, like, yeah, Diggersby could kill something, but Chestnut is just the problem again. Chestnut is feeling like more and more of an issue. I mean, it's not like Chestnut likes to take that hit, but Chestnut can just one-shot me back. So I need to do more damage than that. What's my best way of dealing with the Chestnut? Sylveon? Tangrowth doesn't really do much to it. I wouldn't really want to waste my Bronzong. I guess I have Crobat. Crobat does outspeed the vast majority of Lee's team. Like, it ties with Jolteon, which is annoying, but I'm gonna have to Seismitoad for that. I do think Seismitoad kind of has to come. Because even an HP Grass Jolteon is just... It's just not going to do anything to a Seismitoad, basically. Say HP Grass. Like, Life Orb HP Grass. From Rindo Berry. With no Spadef, like, I absolutely chew that. I guess if he makes the read on the switch and I'd be in trouble. He like, cannot touch Ampharos, though. Because I think HP Grass is way better than HP Ice in this matchup. I think Seismitoad is too big of a threat. May Ampharos is definitely cool here for sure. Like, that takes on the Jolteon, the Suicune, the Dom to an extent. We don't know if it'll take on Silvally, but the way you prep for Silvally is you pretend it doesn't exist, and then you think about it later. His Haxorus is an issue for that. And Diancie. Ugh. But I feel like I don't really have to worry about Diancie. Like, if I give Diancie a free switch, I just go Bronzong every single time. Yeah, Bronzong is just, like, super, super good here. So I'm kind of liking my Ampharos. I kind of feel like Seismitoad is pretty good. Is Lycanroc a bringable mon here? The Lucario is a big threat. I don't really know how I deal with Lucario right now. Because, like, whatever set it is, Lycanroc, it can just do so much damage to me. Yeah. That does way too much. What else? And then I can't even remotely touch the Chestnut. Like, how much does a Fire Fang do? Absolutely nothing. And a Suicune probably just eats me up for breakfast. Yeah, that's no defense Suicune, that's not even a 2-shot. So, yeah, Donphan as well is an issue. So I feel like I don't bring the Lycanroc, even though it's super good for the Accelerock against Dom. So yeah, I feel like Lycanroc is not to bring this match. Shuckle could be super good. If I am bringing these mons, this is like a pretty slow defensive set. Oh, I could go Trick Room. Ooh. I could go Trick Room Bronzong. That would be super clean. Sylveon under Trick Room. Hold up. Sylveon under Trick Room rips him apart. I kind of like that. I super like that. Ampharos under Trick Room as well. And then I need no speed. I could be max bulk Ampharos. That would be nice. I do need a way of stopping the Haxorus, which is a pretty big threat. I mean, I guess it can't really touch my Bronzong. I just don't want Bronzong to get too pressured in this match. Like, what would Haxorus get for it? Haxorus. Does it get, like, Crunch? Night Slash? What about, like, Shadow Claw or something? It gets Shadow Claw. I wouldn't really expect that. I feel like Poison Jab, Dragon Move. It doesn't really need Earthquake for anything. So maybe Haxorus is an interesting bring. Haxorus is a huge threat for sure. Yeah, I definitely like the Trick Room idea though, because Bronzong comes in on Diancie every single time. It cannot touch me, and that's just a free Trick Room. And then whatever he switches in, I can try and get my Sylveon in for free, or my Ampharos, and then start to fire off big hits. Like, what is his go-to Ampharos switch in? If I'm max special attack modest, I obliterate the Suicune. How much do I do with the T-Bolt? I do massive damage to Diancie, which is amazing. What else? I guess an Assault Vest Donphan would be an issue for that set. If he was Assault Vest. Dragon Pulse would probably not be a 2-shot, because he would probably have more Spadef than that. That's like one of the only things. I guess Chestnut. Yes, Spadef Chestnut could be a bit of a problem. Because I've seen these things run like max Spadef Assault Vest before. Chestnut is super bulky. But he has no Sylveon switching. If I'm max special attack modest, let's just go through his whole team. Lucario, dead. Jolteon, dead. Suicune should get 2-shot. Darmanitan should get 2-shot. After a few hits of rocks, it might die. Let's just say like a normal type Silvally. Oh my god, that does so much damage! Oh, Sylveon is so strong. I love Spec Sylveon. It's the best Sylveon set by some distance. If he's not Spadef Donphan, I one-shot him. Like, that's so stupid. What about like a Spadef Uxie? I haven't really thought about Uxie yet. Yeah, Uxie has such good Spadef. That might not get 2-shot, but it probably will do. And I feel like Prinplup is kind of a non-issue. It doesn't even have a set. Oh, poor Prinplup. Eviot? I don't know, like, just for the sake of argument. Yeah, I probably still 2-shot it. Okay, so I'm bringing Spec Sylveon, 100%. That's my girl Tinkerbell. We'll go Specs. And that's really all I need. I actually have no idea what else to run on this thing. High Voice is just so strong. What would be the point in any other move? I guess Baton Pass? But why would I Baton Pass? when I can just Hyper Voice and basically net myself a kill. I don't know. I don't know what else to run. Like, I could run Quick Attack, for what that's worth. Sure, Quick Attack. I guess I could run Rest and Sleep Talk. I could run like a Random Wish. I'm never going to click any of these moves though. I'm just going to click Hyper Voice every time. I feel like maybe Wish could be a win con if I need something else to be healthy. Like say I need to get my Seismitoad back to full. That could be a thing. What else? Just Hyper Voice everything, right? What if the Silvally is like set up to beat me? Let's say it's Silvally Steel. Silvally Steel. Yeah, that would take me on really well. That's like the one thing. He might be forced into doing that. That takes the hit really well. This is like max bit F. I don't know if he would do that. I guess maybe I run the HP Ground. I would rather Baton Pass on that. Let's have Baton Pass. Baton Pass into a bigger threat. Because I could be Diggersby into Trick Room as well, which is pretty nice. Alright, we want to hit as hard as possible, so max press attack. But we want to be slow as well. I want to be the slowest Tinkerbell you've ever seen. I'm just going to max HP for now. Just because I can't really be bothered to... I don't know, I feel like it's not really that important. I mean, I could be like max defense. I guess I want to be able to take a priority attack from Lucario, which is probably going to be like an E-Speed or something. E-Speed really doesn't do that much to me. Right, so yeah, I like this Sylveon. I'm definitely going to need a Trick Rooming Bronze on here for sure. My boy. Bellend. We definitely need Levitate. I don't know about the item. But Trick Room for sure. Gyrable for sure. Would I have any way of like freely switching this thing out? Probably not. I don't know if I would need rocks either. I could run the rocks on Seismitoad pretty easily. A Psychic Attack would be good for the Chestnut. And I feel like he's more likely to be Fizz Def, so let's go for the Psychic. Let's just run a real quick calc on that. Bronzong. Spit Def with the Psychic or the Zen Headbutt against Chestnut. Yeah, Psychic is probably going to do way more. Even... Yeah, Psychic just does more damage. Yeah, so I can have the Psychic, and then I kind of like something like Earthquake to hit Dom with, and hit Lucario super effectively. That would be super nice. Lucario. That's special Lucario on this Spadef set. Yeah, like Lucario's gonna hurt me, so if I have the Earthquake, yeah, it's gonna do a good amount. I'd be pretty happy with that. So let's give this guy Earthquake for sure. I feel like not getting two shot by the Lucario would be good, but how much defense would I need for that? It's like literally impossible. That's not good. Lucario is a massive threat. I actually have nothing for Lucario. Like, what on my team can take on a Lucario? Fizdef Seismitoad? Would I just be relying on Infernape? The thing is, if he's a nasty block, I could be in trouble. Yeah, Lucario is probably the biggest threat to my team. I guess Tangrowth could take it on okay. And that could work under Trick Room pretty nicely as well. Thing is, I don't want everything to be all about the Trick Room, because then that puts so much pressure on my Bronzong. All it takes is one misstep, and then I'm in a super bad spot. Because then, like, if I added Tangrowth to this mix, and then that was a defensive Tangrowth, I'd have, like, defensive Seismitoad, mostly defensive Bronzong, like, bulky offensive Ampharos and Sylveon. I would want a Mon that would be fast and offensive outside of Trick Room. Probably the Ape, I guess. Ape would be pretty good here. The team right now doesn't really have anything for Uxie, which Sharpedo could maybe come in for. Sharpedo looks interesting in this match. I feel like Shuckle could be good to set up the webs, but if I'm going down the Trick Room option, then that's not really what I want to do. Yeah. So let's ditch Shuckle here. I don't want you anyway. Chestnut is like a problem, but it's not that big of a problem at the moment. Like my Bronzong and my Sylveon kind of like it. I don't know what would be better, something like an Aya Papa Berry or a Leftovers. See, what is my Bronzong for? It's really for the Diancie. That's like the big thing. I guess the Haxorus as well. Let's have a look at Haxorus here. So if he gets to +1/+1, my Gyrobolt does a lot. His Outrage does a tremendous amount. It doesn't kill me, but he could be like Z Outrage and do crazy damage to me. This is kind of tricky. I feel like maybe Infernape has to be my last piece of the puzzle. Have something like Banded Mark Punch, just as a safety net for Haxorus and Lucario, because those two things are huge threats right now. He could probably be adamant as well. Fingers crossed he's not. Oh dear. Yeah, Haxorus is a huge threat. Again, I could invest to take it on, but I really need my Bronzong for Diancie. If he doesn't bring the Diancie though, See, I kind of want to say that see, there's just like no way I can hit the combination of attacks. Let's calc for an ordinary Z Outrage into an ordinary outrage. I live that like every time though. See, I don't know how much defense to do. Let's have a look here. Mega Diancie. This thing literally does not touch me. This is a really tricky Bronzong spread. I mean, if I am 0 SpDef, absolutely 0 SpDef, I still take nothing from a Moonblast. I guess in Special Lucario becomes a bit more of a threat. Like if he's Nasty Plot. Life of Warrior actually never kills. After rocks. What if I'm not lefties? That's not much investment. So I would be like 36, 248. It gives me 224 plus in defense. That makes me super bulky. Give me the lefties. Okay, so if that's my spread, 224. Was that relaxed? I think. Yeah. Leftovers. So Lucario would never ever two-shot me if it was special. What if he's modest? He wouldn't be modest. Yeah, it would be close. But I should take it just fine. If he's SD, if he doesn't have the rocks up, he shouldn't 2-hit KO me. Let's have a look at the Haxorus. Z Outrage does 59% max, and regular Outrage does 37%, so I could actually live Z Outrage a +1 into regular Outrage. I think that's pretty good. That's got to be like the toughest combination of attacks we're going to take. I feel like Shadow Claw wouldn't even do that much. Shadow Claw does a lot, actually. And he might have room for it. Ooh. This is tough. This Haxorus is an issue. I think I like this Bronzong spread, though. It covers a lot of Lucario sets. Like, the Jolteon could be a bit of an issue for it, like, more so than if I was more SpDef. But I got stuff with Jolteon. I'm going to be able to take on, like, most Donphans, most Silvally, pretty much every single Uxie in the game, every Chestnut, every Diancie. Yeah, my Bronzong gives his team a lot of issues. That might force him to run Darm, and it might force him to run Shadow Claw on Haxorus. How do I stop the Haxorus, in all honesty? Like, how much does Ape do with Mark Punch? Like 37%. So I need to get off more than that to ensure that I don't just lose to it. I do kind of like Banded Ape here, in all honesty. I think it definitely has some viability. I mean, it would stop Lucario in its tracks. Lucario. Not if he was Extreme Speed. If he was SD Extreme Speed, I would lose to that. Can Tangrowth take that on, maybe? Or maybe a Crobat? Wait, how much damage did the E-Speed do? A +2, it would have a chance to kill. It would definitely have a chance to kill. I mean, my Ape wouldn't need to be that fast, is the thing. I need to outspeed Haxorus with my Ape. Raichus 322. So I'd have like, what, something like this. I can't do maths, that's probably close enough. Lucario. That would be kind of sketchy. That would be sketchy. Does he have a reason to run Jolly over Adamant? He's 90 base speed. Can he outspeed Diggersby? If he's Adamant. Adamant, what does max speed Diggersby hit? Ooh, I outspeeded by 1 point. Woo, let's go. So he can't run Adamant, that's awesome. This is honestly a really tricky matchup. The Lucario and the Raichus is giving me a bit of a headache right now. Because I'm not really sure if I can guarantee stop them setting up on my face. And Lucario being able to hit on both sides is a problem. If I get my Tinkerbell in under Trick Room, I'll be in a good spot. Because there's no way that either of those mons would set up in front of me. Like, once Trick Room ended, like, my Hyper Voice just one-shots it, so... and I might even live a hit if I'm at full health. So I feel like I gotta nail this Ampharos set right now. I still think I need Ampharos. I think Seismitoad is too good for Dharma and Jolteon, like it completely shuts those mons down. And I like Infernape, I kinda like Tangrowth. Oh, it's tricky in that last part. Alright, let's build the Ampharos set. Give myself a clearer view of what's going on. Alright, let's find a Mega Ampharos. And I'm mainly thinking that I'm going to be under Trick Room. What kind of bulk do I need on this thing? What moves does Ampharos even get? You would think I would know, it being like my favorite mon and all, but I don't know. Let's see. Cotton Guard. That would be a really interesting set. Could that win the game? If I was Cotton Guard. Potentially. Raichus would probably just blow me back anyway, though. I don't like the sounds of that. So maybe not Cotton Guard. It'd be like Dragon Pulse, T-Ball, stuff like that. If you Power Up Punch, for what that's worth. T-Wave, Toxic. What could I be? I could be Electric Terrain. Electric Terrain Thunderbolt would kind of run through him, actually. Thinking about it. Oh, this thing gets Iron Tail. That's really cool. I don't think I need it for the Diancie. I think T-Volt does a massive amount of damage anyway. I could be Last Ditch Effort Zap Cannon. I don't know about that. Sub. I really like Sub. Screens. This thing's coverage is definitely less than ideal. I mean, it's basically non-existent, this thing's coverage. It would really be like Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Dragon Pulse, and I guess Cotton Guard, on the off chance that that could be a thing. T-Wave maybe could be interesting tech. Toxic. Wild Charge. I don't think that's a good idea. I think the Cotton Guard could be kind of cool. Let's go with that. Again, it's like most of the time I'm going to be clicking my offensive moves, so so let's have a look here. I don't know. Get rid of that. Don't want to look at that. Wow, T-Ball does so much to this thing. This thing destroys me though. Look at that damage. Oh, that's a +2. I mean, it still does a lot. I was going to say that, like, what, 140%? Hello? Empress is bulky ass. I mean, that T-Ball is going to have a good chance to kill off the rocks. And I'm going to have a good amount of bulk. Not that much, a good amount. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look at young Diancie. Oh, maybe I could be like HP flying for Chestnut. Oh, Chestnut. I mean, Dragon Pulse does a lot. How much would an HP flying do? A lot. Chestnut is a problem. The thing though is, Chestnut is free Sylveon. And if I get my Sylveon in under Trick Room, I'm in such a good spot. So I feel like that's probably not worth it. Let's have a look at young Jolteon here. Yo, Jolteon just cannot touch me. That's actually quite sad. I do a lot to it. I do a lot. Yeah, I definitely think a max offensive set is the way to go. The question is do I, like, what specific things could I look for to EV in my defenses? I guess maybe Darm. Like, make sure I'm not one-shot by like a banded Darm or something. Like, if I have no HP investment, how much Fizz Def do I need for that? Is it even possible? It's possible. I need a lot. I need a lot of Fizz Def for that. How's my Lucario matchup from that point on? He's Nasty Plot. I'm not really in a good spot. It's not great. Can't tell a lie, it's not a good situation. Lucario, Swords Dance. Yeah, he still does a lot. Haxorus probably still blows me back. What if I have like enough investment to live a Mega Diancie Moonblast? That could be pretty good. Moonblast does a lot. It does a lot of damage. Yeah, that's really difficult to invest enough to live that. I need to take out my special attack. And the thing is, I'm like close to picking up these kills. But I'm just off. So I just want to hit as hard as possible, really. That's all I want. This is tricky. So obviously the basic spread would be something like this. This is one of the things I need to get better at in draft, is I basically I go max in the offense, and then I just stick the rest in HP, because that's generally a pretty good strategy, but sometimes you gotta look for the stuff. You gotta look for specific things to EV for, and it's really, really difficult. Honestly, if I'm just max HP, how well do I take on Dom? Like, not really that well. How much more investment do I need at this point? Not really that much. 24 defense EVs. That's pretty good. How about a Mega Diancie? In terms of the Moonblast, how much Spit F do I need? Again, really not much. 40. So 24 and then 40. That leaves me with 196 special attack. Which still guarantees the Diancie after like 2 hits of rocks, right? No, it doesn't guarantee it. Would it be guaranteed if I was max special attack modest? No, it doesn't really change it that much. What about like the Lucario? T-Bolt basically, so that's a 50% chance. If I max, it's a 68% chance. But if he's lifeable, he's going to kill himself anyway. So I kind of like this, honestly. I think that's pretty good. It's very unlikely to come into play, but if it does, I will look like a genius. And those are the moments that I live for. Right, I got this Seismitoad here. Then what's this Seismitoad doing? Or I could not bring the Seismitoad, but that would be a terrible idea, so let's not do that. Right, let's have a look at my boy, Young Toad. I definitely need to run rocks on this thing, for sure. This could also be my physical Lucario check. I mean, as far as physical Lucario checks go, it's not the best. That does a lot to me. That does a lot of damage. Right, how much does Dom do to me? Hopefully not much, because this is my Dom check. Oh my god. Oh my god, this thing is so strong. Kind of means I can't run Rindoberry, because if I'm not lefties, I'm in a bit of a spot. How important is the Rindoberry for Jolteon? Pretty important, I feel like. I don't know though. If I have 2 ground types, does Jolteon come? And a Mega Ampharos. What do I think he's going to bring? He's going to bring Lucario. I think he brings the Suicune. I think he brings the Dom. I think Diancie and Chestnut make a lot of sense. And then probably like the Haxorus. So maybe he doesn't bring the Jolteon. That's still pretty risky to not run the Rindoberry. But it would really only be for the Jolteon. I guess the Uxie could run the Grass Knot. I don't know, like, would he run Banded Dom? That would be crazy if he did. Thing is, I think with this Toad, with Trevor the Toad over here, I guess we go Water Absorb. That makes me pretty good against this Suicune. This thing has 3 really useful abilities, honestly. So this is definitely my rocker. I definitely need ground coverage. My physical attack is stronger, so we'll go Earthquake. I feel like Knockoff could actually be pretty good. Knockoff could definitely be good. Do I even need Scald? What would I run the Scald for on his team? Like, it's really Earthquake everything. I guess the Don fan. Yeah, it's really the Don fan. So I feel like I probably am forced to run Toxic, honestly. I don't really know what else I could run. Yeah, I really don't know what else I could possibly run on this thing. Got any cool tech for me, Seismitoad? Probably not, right? Probably not. Yeah, this thing doesn't really get any good stuff, so probably like Scald Toxic. It's pretty basic, but probably something like that is fine as well. I mean, I want to be slow. I want to be the slowest boy you've ever seen. Right, so if I'm Nospadef, and there's a nasty Jolteon, and it's out here running some stupid HP Grass. Sorry, the PTL is level 50, so it's become a habit just to input level 50. Like, HP Grass just straight up kills me. Which I don't like the sounds of, because if this thing is my lead, then I need to be able to click rocks if it's my lead. So I think I should be Rindoberry, even though Leftovers is just the better choice, right? Like, it's the better choice for almost every single Mon on his entire team. The Rindoberry is important, because then I can lead against the Jolteon, and then whatever he does, I'm in a good spot. Like, this thing is almost definitely my lead. What lead would go poorly? I could EQ Lucario, the Jolteon. I would just set up rocks against the Suicune and all go for a Toxic. I guess he could Toxic me, but that would be fine. Dom, he'd probably just U-turns, but I think I would Earthquake anyway. Silvally, I'd have to scout. I believe Silvally gets Grass Pledge. I think someone ran that against me when I had a Swampert. Donphan, I'd just attack it with Scald. I assume I two-shot the Donphan, actually. Donphan with Scald, yeah, that's a two-shot. He would need to be very specially defensive in order to live that. And any damage on the Donphan is pretty good for me. I guess the only bad leads would be the Uxie or the Chestnut. Both of those get grass coverage and could be leads because they are hazard setters. That would definitely kind of suck to see those two as a lead. Anything else I'd be pretty happy with, though. Yeah, what would I do in that case? Uxie, I think I'd probably just go straight out into my Bronzong, perhaps. And then he gets his rocks up basically for free. But, well, it depends. If he doesn't have the Jolteon in the back, I'd be okay with taking a Grass Knot. Like, a Uxie Grass Knot really would not do much to my Seismitoad. Uxie with the Grass Knot if I am Rindoberry. Yeah, it does nothing. So I could stay in and just get up my rocks, make sure that happens. And if there's a Chestnut, then I can just go into my Sylveon or my Bronzong. Kind of depends on the team matchup. So yeah, Seismitoad is my lead for sure. Seismitoad is super good as a lead. I guess like maybe Haxorus would be bad, but I don't think you'd lead Haxorus against me. Right. So what do I struggle with right now? I definitely struggle with Lucario. I would say SD Lucario kind of blows me back, for sure. Which isn't great. I mean, what does it set up on, though? I guess Bronzong only like 70% with Earthquake. So maybe I do need a Tangrowth specifically for that Lucario. Like if he's SD, I go on by Tangrowth here. Fizdef Tangrowth. Yeah, he like cannot touch me if I'm Fizdef. But then what if he's special? Yeah, it's not good. So would I be a Solvest but with a lot of physical investment? Okay. This is going to be some good EVing right here. So let's have a look. I want to be able to... I want enough defense to where I'm not too shot by the close combat. Ooh. Okay, so I'm not too shot from there, which means I can run, like, I don't know, this much. My maths is not very good, which is funny because I'm very good at maths. We got my boy Spaghetti Ass, Regen, Solvest. I mean, maybe a Solvest isn't the best, but Solvest is pretty good. Minus 0. I didn't even check what it was. 176. Gives me 84 Spadef with my Solvest. Is that enough to take on a special Lucario? Yes. Depends. Probably. So that's super nice. I can obviously back the Earthquake. I'm running Earthquake on literally everything, but that's okay. As long as I have a mon that now takes on a Lucario physical or special, which is super, super nice. So what would I have for his team? Definitely the Earthquake. I guess this thing would take on the Haxorus okay, but I don't think I can really do much to the Haxorus back. Yeah, like Haxorus doesn't do too much to me. It would two-shot me a +1, for sure. Well, yeah, after Rocks, that is a two-shot. I do nothing, though. HP Ice would be my best bet. I mean, I could run Aerial Ace for Tangrowth, HP Ice for Haxorus, I guess. What else could we do? Power Swap? I mean, if I'm a Solvest, I can't do that. Psych Up? Yo, Tangrowth gets some tech, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, you know what I just realized? Haxorus gets Mold Breaker. That goes through my Bronzong's Levitate. It can just Earthquake me. Okay, so Haxorus is a huge threat. Haxorus is an enormous threat. Good lord. Yeah. I mean, I'm basically max Fizdef Bronzong, so... Right, I guess I'm gonna need Earthquake. I'm gonna need Giga Drain. Or would like Grass not be better? Thing is, this Tangrowth is gonna be a great Diancie switching as well. Diancie. I mean, it does a lot. It does a lot to me. Diancie is strong fan. Yeah, I think Giga Drain is fine, but like maybe Grass Knot is better. Grass Knot. Yeah, Grass Knot actually does a lot of damage to the Donphan, which is pretty cool. What about Suicune? Is Suicune a heavy boy? Suicune, are you fat? Yeah, fat enough. Yeah, Grass Knot does a pretty good amount. I mean, I do like the recovery that Giga drain gives me though. What? I've been out for over 60 minutes. I've been marked idle. What? I'm not even in the chat. I'm team building, fam. What? I've not been idle for 60 minutes. I've been team building for 60 minutes. For God's sake. Oh my god, it's been an hour already. Jesus. Right, what could we do? What can we do with young Tangrowth here? Like I said, it could be Grass Knot. I mean, it could be Leaf Storm, but then I'd probably lose to the thingy. I don't want to lose to the thingy. That'd be pretty bad. The Suicune, that is. I guess I could be Power Whip. That's way better, right? Power Whip. Power Whip. Yeah. I need to rely on the big eyes of my Tangrowth. But Power Whip is probably the play. Yeah, I definitely like Power Whip, actually. I like Aerial Ace for the Chestnut. It probably doesn't do that much. The thing is, I would rather Chestnut comes in and gives me a free switch into my Tinkerbell or my Bronzong. Because if I can consistently have Trick Room up, I'm going to win the game for sure. Trick Room is really good against him. Especially Sylveon under Trick Room. So I guess I feel like I do want Knockoff. And I do want a way of hitting Haxorus. And I guess HP Ice is probably the best I'm going to get, right? So we're going to Knockoff. And yeah, I think HP Ice is the best thing I can do for it. So let's just rock that. I know it doesn't do much to the Haxorus, but it hopefully does enough to put it into Infernape range. Which I guess is going to be my last mon. Yeah, because Diggersby is just going to get blown back by the Lucario. I mean, Crobat might be good. But not really. Crobat's pretty weak. And Sharpedo, I feel like I would need to run a bit of a Heat Sharpedo set in order to break through the Suicune. I mean, I got a good amount of stuff to try and break through Suicune. But again, it's the Lucario thing. So I think I'm going to bring Infernape. I think that is the right play. Infernape. And I just feel like this thing is being a banded Mach Puncher. Like, that's going to be this thing's job, basically. It's really not going to do anything else. Wow, Iron Fist Thunder Punch does the same as Close Combat to a Suicune. That's kind of crazy. Huh. Okay. Yeah, so really, it's all about the Mach Punch and the U-turn. Those are my two main buttons of choice. And then just normal stuff, basically. How much does Mach Punch do to Diancie? Probably a good amount, I would imagine. Oh, yeah. Oh, that does a lot. Oh, that does quite a bit of damage, I would say. Yeah, let's be banded. I definitely like that. I mean, it would be super basic, but just like this. Because, like, I'm basically only going to click Mach Punch and U-turn unless I'm in a position where, say, I've gotten rid of the Diancie and the Jolteon, then my Infernape's actually going to outspeed his whole team, and I could just, like, spam Close Combat, maybe, and just win from there. So this thing could actually be a pretty good disguised win con. Flare Burst does a lot to his team. Outside of Suicune. Close Combat does a lot as well, but U-Turn is definitely pretty good. Like, I could lead Infernape. I feel like Seismitoad is better overall. Because, like, if I lead Infernape and he leads Uxie, I have to go for the U-Turn. And he can just get up rocks, because he can take a U-Turn pretty easily. I mean, I'm just assuming that it takes that pretty well, because Uxie is just so bulky. Let's actually get up the U-Turn. Yeah, like, it takes that pretty well. That's no Fizz Def. It could be way bulkier than that. So, it's just, like, too risky to do something like that when this thing is a bit of a safety net. I definitely do not like my Lucario matchup still, even with this, right? Can I run Adamant? No, I have to be Jolly. Yeah, because I just need to outspeed Haxorus is the big thing. There, I can outspeed the Haxorus. And I really don't need to outspeed anything else, right? 97. Dianzy's going to outspeed me, Jolteon outspeeds me. Yeah, so this is fine. I feel like Infernape's not going to do that much here, but it's kind of difficult to not bring it. I mean, with... Do I actually want to run enough defense to where a +2 Lucario with E-Speed can't take me out? +2 Life Orb E-Speed. Because I could take away a bit from attack, which wouldn't really change anything, and just run like a little bit more. Gives me a chance to kill me after rocks. What if I put all of this in Fizz Def instead? Then I live E-Speed a good amount of time. How much defense do I need? I need a lot. So I need 164 defense. I mean, that still gives me a good amount of attack. I still got 176 there. I don't think I've ever run so much defense in an Infernape. I mean, like, Mach Punch is still gonna take it out after any kind of chip damage. Would it still be, like, anywhere near possible to two-shot Suicune? If he's max defense... After rocks, I would have a chance. It would definitely not be in my favor. I mean, he could be bold as well. In which case, it wouldn't get the two-shot. But I think I'm more okay with that than anything else. I really don't do that much to Haxorus, so I do 35% min to a Haxorus. What on my team could not do that much damage to put it into that range? The HPIs from Tangrowth? But Tangrowth is going to live a hit. Even at +1. Maybe even at +2. I guess my Seismitoad can't really touch the Haxorus. But... yeah, I just really can't touch the Haxorus with my Seismitoad. The Mold Breaker kind of sucks, honestly. Like, it's going to do so much damage to my Bronzong. Which I didn't even realize. Like, the calc, for whatever reason, doesn't It's not like working. Yeah, EQ does so much. Ah! I'm 224 relaxed. So if rocks aren't up, I might be okay against that. And obviously, I'm going to live it at +1. It still does a tremendous amount of damage, though. Thing is, if he gets the +1 speed, my Gyro Ball does a really good amount. I guess I Trick Room every time on it, actually. Because then, once I Trick Room, even if I lose my Bronzong, my Sylveon comes in and just claims a few kills. Yeah, that Haxorus is definitely a threat. I guess as long as I have this Bronzong alive, I don't straight up lose to it, which is pretty good. As long as I got my Tangrowth alive and my Infernape alive, I don't straight up lose to the Lucario. Suicune is one of those things that it's an issue, but I should be able to deal with it in between Sylveon with Specs Hyper Voice, like Ampharos with T-Bolt. What else? I'm Water Absorb Seismitoad, so he can't be Scald, Calm Mind, Rest, Sleep Talk. He has to have some other coverage move. So I feel like he can't really run Calm Mind. But that would definitely be the toughest set for my team that I've built to take down, so I guess that's kind of cool. And at the very least, Infernape can do, something like 40% damage to it. So I think I kind of like this team. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I've kind of missed here. Like Lucario, my Bronzong, my Tangrowth can take it on pretty well. My Infernape can one-shot it, as can my Sylveon. But that's really, I need to be under Trick Room for that to happen. And my Mega Ampharos has a little bit of investment to try and live a hit from it, which is pretty nice. Well, that was to live a hit from Dart, but I live a hit from the Lucario as well. The Jolteon, I got my Seismitoad, I got my Mega Ampharos, I got my Sylveon. Jolteon's not really that big of a threat. Suicune, I just talked about that. Darmanitan, I got my Seismitoad, and I got my Mark Punching thingy, my guy, and my Ampharos has a lot of investment for it, which is nice. Rock should help me out in that regard as well. Silvally, don't really know what it's going to be. Worst case scenario, something to take on Sylveon, so like Fire, which wouldn't be that bad because I have a Seismitoad, or Steel, which again Seismitoad takes on pretty well, and my Infernape would take that on well. And neither of those are really that big of an issue for Ampharos, so that's not too bad because Silvally gets chipped down pretty quickly. Donphan isn't too big of an issue because my Sylveon does a lot of damage to it and it can't really touch my Tangrowth or my Bronzong. Like it could be something like an offensive set with Gunk Shot, but my Tangrowth should live one of those and I should blow it back with a Power Whip. Haxorus, I mean I can't really beat Haxorus, but that's fine because he's not going to bring it. Now we got a last ditch effort Mark Punch with Infernape, and we've got Sylveon who could probably take one hit, Tangrowth who could take a few hits in HP Ice, Seismitoad could probably do a little bit with EQ, Bronzong could get up a Trick Room. I feel like I have just enough for Haxorus, even though it is an enormous threat. Uxie is going to get chipped down really easily by like pretty much my whole team. I kind of don't expect the Uxie. It'll be like a minor nuisance for a bit, but it's not really going to do any damage to me. Like, it will get up rocks and then die, basically, so I'm not too concerned about that. The Chestnut is annoying for a lot of my team, but also I don't care about it, because it's just free Bronzong, and it's free Sylveon, and if I get Trick Room up for free, I'm in a great spot. Diancie, I got the Bronzong, and at least Tangrowth and Seismitoad can, like, take a hit from Diancie and do good damage back, and Prinplup is a meme pick and it's not going to come. So actually I feel pretty good about this team. We got some cool stuff. I really like the Trick Room. I think Trick Room with Spec Sylveon could be super clutch in this matchup. I actually forgot about having Quick Attack Sylveon. How much does that do to Haxorus? Out of interest. Quick Attack. I'm actually not modest. Yo, Quick Attack does like 30%. Okay. That could save me. Yeah, so overall, I feel like I'm pretty happy with this team. I really like Sylveon in this matchup. I really like Bronzong with the Trick Room. I think Ampharos is pretty good. I had the Cotton Guard as well, which might come into play. I feel like Seismitoad is kind of 50-50. It's got some things it's good against, it's got some things that it's really bad against. But as long as it deals with the Darm, like, takes like one hit from Darm, it's realistically done its job. And it needs to get at Rocks. Rocks are really, really important. Yeah, Tangrowth, it's going to do its job. Hopefully, if it doesn't do its job, I am going to lose the game. I don't really want to lose the game, so that's less than ideal. And Ape is also here. Yeah, this is like kind of a weird team in that half of it I feel like is really good, and half of it feels like stuff I was kind of forced into bringing, and you never really want that, but that's kind of what happens. Like, my team overall is definitely not the best team that I've ever drafted, but it is super fun. So yeah, I guess this is kind of it for this video. I don't really know if there was anything to be taken away from here. I do like the way that I methodically try and think about the matchup beforehand. Like, I don't know, there was probably a good 20 minutes or so of this video was me just kind of thinking about it and looking at it and running a few calcs before actually building the sets. I definitely think that one of the mistakes I used to make was I just used to jump into it. You know, I used to say, oh, this set's pretty good, and then I'd build that set, and you miss stuff if you do that. You know, like, if I just instantly decided to bring Spec Sylveon without really looking at the matchup properly, I probably would have tried to run a really fast Sylveon to outspeed Suicune. And that's not the best set for this matchup. Definitely, under Trick Room, Sylveon is a much, much bigger threat. So I might have gone for like a Sticky Webs type of thing, but yeah, Trick Room is just better against this whole team, and it helps more of my mons than Webs would. So I definitely like this a lot. But yeah, the thing with Lee is you never know what he's going to do. So this is the thing, you got to be confident in your prep, but not too confident. You got to be on your toes, and you know what? Sometimes you'll go back to a matchup, like where you built your team. You'll go back to the team 3 days later, and you'll change stuff. Sometimes really small stuff. Sometimes the whole team, and that's just because you can't think of everything at once. You know, like I built a team recently for the PTL, which I actually haven't had the match for yet. And basically, the first half of that team, I absolutely smashed it out. I was like, oh, this is a great set. I love this set. The team is coming together. So I built 3 mons, and that took me like no time at all. I was really racing through it. And then I just got stuck, and I was looking at it. I just didn't know what to do. I went away. I came back 2 or 3 days later. And again, I just looked at the matchup, and I was just running calcs and going back and forth between sets. I was going around in circles. I sat at my computer for like an hour and a half, and I did not do any building for that time. I just sat there looking at the matchup going, what am I even supposed to do here? And then eventually, stuff started to come to me, and the team started to come together, and I was really, really happy with the outcome of that team. Like, this team that I've built today is... it's pretty good. I like it. I like the look of it. I really like the Trick Room idea. I think that's super cool. But like that just came to me. I wish I could explain how to know to do that. Like, I saw that his team was fast, and I clocked that in my head. I was like, this set's really good, but his whole team outspeeds it. And I guess something in my brain was like, dude, Trick Room, that totally counteracts that. So that's super, super cool. But yeah, You just got to look at your team, and sometimes you just got to be confident in it. You know, you'll be looking at a matchup and you'll be thinking, this is terrible, this is awful. You just sometimes got to, you know what? I've prepped to the best of my ability. Let's just see how it goes. I think that's what I'm going to do here. I think if you overthink a matchup too much, it can definitely hurt you more than help you. Definitely when you're playing Lee, like you don't want to overthink things. You want to make sure you can deal with the biggest threats on his team, and make sure you have things that can really put the pressure on him. And that's it. That's all there is to it. It's super simple. It's really not. This takes a lot of practice. I don't know, maybe this wasn't the best example, but that's the thing. You never know how well the build is going to go until you get into it. So yes, I'm going to stop now because I'm just rambling, and this is obviously a long video. But thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you thought, if this was helpful, if you want to see more. If not, that's okay, because this does take me more effort than just not recording, obviously. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!